Oh, hello. Am I live? I should be live. So I just want to jump on to talk about, yes, I am. So to talk about what's been happening in the Aligned Business Accelerator this week. So we have just started a new cohort and a new round of Aligned Business Accelerator. And this is an identity first approach to business strategy and really bringing vision to fruition. So right now I'm working with some soul driven leaders who have been sitting on offers and ideas for quite a while, but they're showing up, but they're not consistently selling and they're not consistently bringing the vision out there. Okay. So there's refinement, there's procrastinating, as I like to call it. And so they've come to really step into leadership. And we get to build their brand, their content strategy in deep alignment with their human design and their gene keys. So this week, what I really want to talk about is some of the philosophies and frameworks that I am taking them through, which I've developed over years of my own journey in online business and the failures and the solutions that I've found along the way. So goal setting. One of the reasons why goal setting doesn't work for many visionary leaders is because you're trying to set a goal from the mind rather than a goal from the soul. So a word or phrase that you're going to hear a lot is this a goal from my soul? This week in the foundation week, we are really working on vision. So there are three strands to my goal setting and strategy that I take people through. One is identity. Who do I need to be in order to be a match for this? Number two, what is my 1% goal? So, what is the goal that my little human needs to feel satisfied with? My logician, my saboteur, the one that needs to know the how and all of these things. What's the 1% that I need to do that is very specific that will allow the universe to rearrange around me and send me the possibilities and the infinite potentials and the beyond logic pathways to bringing this thing into the world? And the third aspect is standards. What standards am I operating from? So, what are my standards on a day to day basis for me to be able to bring to be the identity that I am, to step into that next level version of self? What is my 1% goal that allows life to rearrange and bring me beyond logic opportunities? And three, what standards are my non negotiables that are going to help me to walk this path? So the analogy that I gave them this week was how there are two ways that we can create. We can either create from our saboteur or the logician. This is the part of us that likes to keep us in our current reality and keep us safe. It doesn't really like the unknown. So it will keep you repeating the same results or the same strategies that often don't lead to a new outcome because it's basing what is possible for you now on what's happened in the past. So so let's put it like this. This week I spoke about the law of expectancy. So how this works is like this. This part of us, this subconscious part, which is part of my shadow to sovereign philosophy, is saying, I consistently post on social media and I only convert 5 new clients a month or a year or a week or whatever. That expectancy, that is going to be the thing that you keep recreating. Or I post on social media and I don't get any conversions. Same thing. It's basing reality on what's happened in the past. So how this piece of consciousness works is, imagine you're in a movie theater and this movie theater is running an old projector and each slide is a new scene of this movie. And this part of you is running this projector and it's only able to base on what it's known before. So what's happening is you're going to keep repeating the same experiences. The practical real life example that I gave my group this week, or was it last week? Anyway, last week or this week was this. Back in November, I said to the world, soul, universe, I suddenly have this longing. I want sacred union. And so what happened was when I finally had my soul driven desire, so it was not an egoic goal, it was a goal from the soul. It came from deep within. And I surrendered to this desire. So what happened? The universe sent me a secure, healthy, masculine man and 3 men from my past. 2 of them I had already worked through. My system wasn't a match for that frequency anymore. But one of them took me on a deep initiation, which is how Rewire Your Desire was born. But the point of using that example is, if we are leading from the saboteur or the logician, we are not going to notice, or even, it's not that we don't notice the opportunity, but you won't be able to hold that opportunity or you won't receive it. So I had 2 men. One was the unavailable guy with the same dynamics from the past that I repeated because it was familiar. And the other guy was the new. It was my soul calling me into that new version of self. Actually, you're saying you're open for this now. Here's a guy who's initiating, he's investing in you, he's secure, like all the things, but you ran after that. That's exactly what the law of expectancy is. And that's exactly what happens when the logician leads instead of your magician. So the second form of consciousness that we move into in my Aligned Business Accelerator is the magician consciousness. And this is the part of you that exists and that allows yourself to move towards desire, move towards vision, and allow yourself not to get so scared that when the goals of your souls come through you, you don't sabotage it like I did in November and December, January when I met, this guy. So what happens when you create from the magician, you don't know. It's your biggest, grandest vision. You don't know how you're going to do it. But when you allow yourself to say, okay, I'm going to set, logician wants 1% goal. As a human, I'm going to allow myself to receive and trust the pathway will appear and the opportunities will appear when I take that one step forward. And so you set your 1% goal, make it specific, you take the action, and boom, life rearranges itself for you. And so that's really the difference between recreating the same thing over and over again or moving into being the visionary who allows yourself to think very big and follow the goals of your soul and allow yourself to be open to the illogical pathways that these things can happen. So the other aspect of this was really, really important and very unique to my methodology. We cannot create from the biggest desire if we are creating from an internal structure that is trying to prevent ourselves from creating from pain. So if you are creating from, I need money, or I need these clients, or I'm always in feast or famine, and you only feel motivated to act when you're at that point of pressure and pain, we know that your motivation needs to transform into someone who can move towards expansion and move towards desire. Again, that's the difference between leading from logician and leading from magician. So once I'd taken them through the audit, once I'd identified and diagnosed exactly what was going on, they get a whole access to bespoke Shadow to Sovereign Reiki protocols, energetic protocols, and the recoding and identity shift work that I've uniquely created that works on multiple levels, on the subconscious mind, the energetic mind or body, and the somatic. So we're working on 3 different layers, plus the beauty of having very strategic and structured processes that move you out of la la land ultimately, or in this place of indecision. You know what to do, but you just don't have that concrete energy. And my energy and the frameworks hold you, so that as you're moving and collapsing those old identities, you're stepping into and pattern interrupting, hey Christine, and breaking those old ways, and you're stepping into. Now, what's happened already? For me, I've got a 1% goal for myself, and my work's now, because I took that action, my work's been amplified in places that I couldn't get my work amplified, but is in exactly where it needs to go for the clients that I'm calling in, and the clients that I want to work with, and the clients I want to serve. Thank you, Lucy, by the way. That's the 3-5 generator, how that connection just opened up a whole new. It was just the collapsing time. Instead of doing what my logician thinks, oh, you've got to write on YouTube, you've got to do a podcast, you've got to do this thing. No, I had one conversation, with one person, and it allowed that thing to unfold. So this is what I mean by 1% goal, 99% allowing the universe to show you the quickest way. Another member of the group also, she had an amazing experience where we had literally just said, right, I'm not going to like talk about it because I haven't asked her, but she made a specific goal. She was like, right, I've decided, energetic decision. I've decided this is the thing. Boom, next day, scrolling, some magical thing happened. She connected with exactly the right thing. She then got invited to a very specific thing that was relevant. And now other magical things have unfolded. It's the shortest way because we followed my process. And so the Aligned Business Accelerator is an identity calibration space. When I work with entrepreneurs, I work with people in business. I'm not a business coach. I don't specialize in business per se. What I specialize in is identity shifts, energetic calibration, moving any distortion, as Sevda Hussein would say, I love that word, distortion from your field so that you can move in coherence and allow yourself then to collapse time, to take the actions. And what I'm also really powerful at is actually bringing that vision, aligning you with the exact genius, and helping you to move and strategically bring it into action. So goals are no longer big and nebulous. They're actually very specific, very focused. Action gets taken and you want to take it. It becomes intrinsic. You're in a space where it's like everything's just like, yeah, follow, do, and in alignment. So it's flow of a force. It's very, very powerful, very beautiful space. And then we've got the human design side. So today we're taking them on a journey as well. We were going on a journey we're really focusing on one specific offer that we're working on over this 90 days. And one of the areas, and I actually got this idea from Michelle Leah, so I want to shout her out. And one of the 4 layers was, I love that you love this. It is exciting. It's next level. It's my best fucking work. Like why am I online? I'm talking about it because I'm obsessed. I'm obsessed with what I've created. It's years in the making. That's the beauty of it. So, Michelle Leah did this training the other day, which I jumped on, and it was just like the system was so clear, and it's like these 4 levers. Well, I've actually added a lever, so she said 3 levers that are actually going to move the needle. So one of them was your pipeline, and again, because I've created all these diagnostics and audits to actually break down the beliefs and the specific strategic stuff. We identified pipeline was an issue for this particular person in my group. And so we looked at her design and we're like, we know exactly how to make this happen in the most powerful way, in a way that doesn't feel demanding, doesn't feel draining. In fact, allows beyond logic things to happen. So that's what's going on in the Aligned Business Accelerator. Yeah, I'm open. I'm open for one-to-ones at the moment for Shallow to Sovereign. I'm open for one-to-ones Rewire Your Desire. And I'm open for one space for Aligned by Design 3-month container. I'm bloody brilliant. Yeah, thank you, Christine. Yeah. So if you're ready to stop wasting time, if you're ready to actually execute, if you're ready to stop lying to yourself that you've got money wounds and really you're just not showing up with an actual plan and being visible and taking fucking action, if you're not putting offers out there, if you've got sneaky beliefs about how much you can really, what your capacity is, so it's holding you back and you're just in your procrastinating learning, all of these things I've gone through and resolved through my own framework and my own system. And this is the work that I'm doing with soul-driven leaders, visionaries, women who are ready to just step up into next levels. And it doesn't matter if you're at the beginning, if you're trying to get out your 9 to 5, or if you're a six-figure learner who wants to move into, yes, on the beach, right? We're no longer on the beach, Christine. We're in the sea and we're swimming. And now we're with the whales and the dolphins. So another analogy and metaphor, one lines out there. If you're a one line in human design, you're probably going to resonate with not feeling ready enough, having loads of things ready to go, having so many offers that you could be changing people's lives with right now, but just not feeling ready, not feeling good enough, needing to know more, buying more certifications. Yeah, really, that's not the problem. The problem is that you're not executing enough to feel confident in the value that you've already got, that you are not actually executing your goals, and you don't have the roadmap. So you're just going around in these circles. Don't do that. The world needs you, and I can help you. So the um the metaphor Christine and I always use, because she's a one line as well, we're both 1 3s, was my mum one day said to me, no more tipping the toes. My mum was like, Jesus, Jess, like, you don't need another thing. You just need to get out there. She's like, it's like you're on the beach and the world is a sea, and you go to the edge of the sea and you dip your toe in and you go, oh, it's cold. And you go back to your books, back to I'm creating. And that's the beach. Yes. Yes, yes, yes. And the big thing is actually clarity comes through action. Security comes through evidence. Mastery comes through doing the fucking thing and getting it wrong and allowing yourself to fail. Because when you're, as a third line as well, not failing, when you're not actually making mistakes, you're actually not making the progress or providing the solutions that you're here to bring. So you've got to make peace with this. You've got to actually move into action. So yes, we are now deep in the sea. We're deep with the whales. I'm even making love to the sharks. Yes. All right, I've got to go. I want people in the comments, any takeaways, any questions about Align by Design, any questions about how you can, what rewire your desire is, or how I can help you. It's time. I love you. Goodbye.